Companies are creating thousands and thousands of AI employees, but it kind of seems like nobody knows how to control them. These AI agents are just creating tons of new problems, and I don't think there's anything bigger than cybersecurity. The amount of cybersecurity problems that are being created right now are astronomical. But I think the question we should be asking ourselves is cybersecurity even a good field to get into? Are there jobs now? Are there going to be jobs in the future? And today we're kind of examine the scope of this problem and where it's anticipated to go in the future and whether or not that's actually a decent field to be in. According to Polaris, the 2026 cybersecurity market is $341 billion, and that's expected to increase almost double to $715 billion by 2034. We're expecting a 9.7% compounding annual growth rate in the amount of money that's flowing in to cybersecurity. I mean, the reality, guys, is the world is clearly becoming more digital, but clearly not necessarily becoming safer. I mean, just look at the last few days. Guys, it's absolutely crazy what's happened in just the past few days. OpenAI recently discovered they've had even more instances where their autonomous agents escaped containment and started just messing with customers' business. And this is not a new thing. This is in addition to the hacking incident at Hugging Face earlier this month. They're not the only ones. You might look at the other major AI company, Anthropic. Anthropic's Claude recently accessed systems of real companies during cybersecurity evaluations. Apparently, it thought it was just like going through a training model. No, it was doing real hacking on accident. And these models have just they're exposing weak credentials, exposed endpoints all across the board. Now, even the US federal government is starting to get involved in implementing voluntary cybersecurity tests to measure these new AI models. I mean, let's face it, guys, when it comes to what's happening in AI and tech development, it is all gas, no brakes. It's break things, ask questions later, break it, then fix it. And I get that. Like, if you want to be entrepreneurial, if you're trying to build the future, there's going to be, you're going to have to break some eggs, right? The problem, though, is how many eggs are we actually going to break in the process? How many cybersecurity threats are we actually building? I mean, you look at Google. Google is writing 75% of their new code with AI. 75%. That is an insane amount of code that's being written with AI right now. And again, Google's not the only one. Everybody's doing it. Anybody I know that's in software is using AI to write code. Period. Full stop. And I think in a lot of cases, they don't actually know the problems that they're building, right? Anyway, agents are just a lot different. And I think this is something that people like us need to kind of understand, is that these AI agents are actually different from just using something like a ChatGPT to ask questions, or using Grok to ask questions on X. These agents are much different because they have tons of access. Imagine an employee that has access to Gmail, Salesforce, Slack, Google Drive, Stripe, browser, Chrome browser access, and API keys. It can absolutely wreak havoc very quickly. And before you know it, you've got a huge cybersecurity threat. There's hacking, there's data leaks. These can cost companies insane amounts of money. You might say that this is a big problem, because the reality is a lot of people, and I know guys, I'm not going to put anyone on blast, but I know guys out there that are teaching classes on how to set up AI agents. And the reality is a lot of these guys are just great marketers, myself included. I actually chose not to go that route because I realized I'm using AI, I'm learning a lot about AI, I'm testing it, I'm doing different things, but I don't know that I'm in a place where I want to be teaching people how to set up AI agents on their computer. I don't want to take down that responsibility. There's too much that can go wrong that, quite frankly, I don't think I'm ready to teach people how to do that, And the reality is, though, that marketers, they see, okay, this is where all the money's going, this is what people are talking about, and they're just going all in, building these courses. And the reality is a lot of these guys don't really fully understand or comprehend the damage that these agents can cause. Heck, I was just speaking to the CTO of a major SaaS company earlier today. And I do marketing with them. And, he says one of the things he likes to do when he's engaging with a competitor or a different tech platform that has an AI agent involved. It has AI bots involved. He likes to poke holes at it to see like, how safe and secure is this AI? And he finds that almost all of them are super weak and super open to vulnerabilities. And he's not going in there maliciously. He's just trying to see where he's at. Where is his company at? What is he building? How can he be secure? Because, I mean, like, he's found times where if you ask the right questions, you can get a list of the entire company's data. You can get all of their users, passwords, logins, you get all of that information. I mean, listen, it sounds shocking. This is the reality that we're in. You should be aware of it too. By the way, you should be using different passwords on every platform. I dealt with identity theft last year and it was a nightmare. I was able to catch it within 24 hours, so I was able to avoid massive bleeding. But this person, like, they hacked my emails, my phone. It was a huge mess. Huge mess. Not fun. And the reality is, in this AI agent world, there's going to be more and more and more of it. And, listen, with more AI, there's going to be more problems in cybersecurity. And Palo Alto, guys, is one of the world's leaders in cybersecurity. Their fiscal revenue reached just over $3 billion this year, which is a 31% year-over-year increase from last year. Let me put it this way. Anybody with a website, anybody that's using AI or AI agents, which is, I think, pretty safe to say that everyone's gonna be using AI agents, they're gonna have cybersecurity vulnerabilities that they need to get addressed. They just need them addressed, right? And we're looking at this future where a company might have 500 employees and 5,000 AI agents on the back end. You better have a phenomenal cybersecurity staff in place, on hand, ready to solve problems, not only proactively, but on the back end too. When a problem hits, how well and how quickly are you able to stem the bleeding? Okay, let's just face it. I mean, if the plan here, because the other side of the coin here is like, well, maybe that's not a great career to go into because you're just gonna have AI agents kind of doing the cybersecurity, and there's gonna be some of that, but think about it this way. If a company's plan is, well, I'm gonna use AI agents to watch AI agents to prevent cyber threats, it's like asking the fox to guard the hen house. And I get it, different models and different goals. But the reality is, like, if you think that companies are just gonna say, oh yeah, I've got an AI agent that handles all my cybersecurity, I just don't see that being the case. At least not in the very near future. I just think that I think there's gonna be huge demand, because the reality, guys, is that these AI agents can and will and are eliminating some jobs, but they're also simultaneously creating an entirely new class of jobs when it comes to cybersecurity. You're gonna have agent security engineers, AI agent identity managers, AI auditors, red teamers, AI government consultants. Heck, you're even gonna have a huge boom in cyber insurance, cyber services. There's gonna be tons of new content. And then, by the way, if you didn't, I'm a big believer in this age, you don't necessarily want to be working for a big company. You want to be your own boss. You want to create your own business. And, if you're good in cybersecurity, I think there's going to be a big opportunity to niche down. The riches are in the niches, especially when it's small business. Maybe you become the guy for cybersecurity with Go High Level CRM, or you become the guy for cybersecurity for real estate brokerages or massage parlors, whatever it is, you become the guy in that niche. I think you're gonna have a boom. You easily could have $1 billion a year business pretty rapidly, because this threat of cybersecurity, like, guys, if you run a business and an AI agent blows it up, you are cooked. Your business, the amount of damage control that's required is an absolute nightmare. Absolute nightmare. I don't have to preach you on that. You probably get it. And you're just even looking at some market research and some data. Access Intelligence said that there are 5.5 million global active cyber professionals as of now, and there's a gap of 4.8 million cyber professionals. So there's a ton of different jobs, and there's a huge need in this role. In fact, US job listings over the past 12 months equaled over 514,000 job listings for cybersecurity. And that's increased 12% year over year. Guys, I'm like in a good lane. I'm happy with the lane. I'm in marketing, love YouTube. We're building out this cool community here where we talk about how the world is being flipped upside down by AI. But if my kids were like, what should I get into? I'd say, hey, A, what are you interested in? But cybersecurity is, I think that this industry is going to completely explode. There's going to be tons and tons of jobs. And that's my prediction. Now, you may disagree, put it in the comments below, but I don't see any way that cybersecurity doesn't fundamentally change the way that we interact in the world, specifically when it comes to the context of AI agents. Boys, if you like the video, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'm, of course, inside the Porsche today because it is raining outside. But I appreciate you guys being here, liking, subscribing. And if you like today's video, check out yesterday's video where we kind of examine two different business models, Amazon versus Apple, and how AI is boosting one, but crushing the other. Check out yesterday's video. I think you'll like it. I'll see you there. Peace.